Yeah, that and it's go time or something like that.
It is go time. And we have a trailer and all kinds of stuff to talk about. But first, we have to launch this thing to let people catch up. So here we go, Ken. Happy
Let's make it
Wednesday.
a happy Wednesday for sure.
You're supposed to say punch it.
Punch it, Chewy.
I've been running scams on the street since I was 10. I've been running scams on the street since I was 10.
Hey, hey, Mike, what do you see? A falcon that inflates for free. Hey, hey, Ken, what's the drill? Blue milk sipping gives me a thrill. The inflatable falcon takes the flight. George Lucas dreams in the starry night. Costume shop, we're dressed to play. Let's blast off into the fray. Left, right, left, we're marching through. Cosplay helmets and a saber or two. Hey, hey, Mike, what's the plan? To nerd out harder than anyone can. The inflatable falcon takes the flight. George Lucas dreams in the starry night. Costume shop, we're dressed to play. Let's blast off into the fray. So grab your gear and join the crew. Mike and Ken got a show for you. Laughs and stars and a galaxy far. The Falcon's ready, let's raise the bar. Hey! 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 Hey, hey, Mike, what do you see? A falcon that inflates for free. Hey, hey, Ken, what's the drill? Blue milk sipping gives me a thrill. The inflatable falcon takes the flight. George Lucas dreams in the starry night. Costume shop, we're dressed to play. Let's blast off into the fray. Hey! Hey! Left, right, left, we're marching through. Cosplay helmets and a saber or two. Hey, hey, Mike, what's the plan? To nerd out harder than anyone can. The inflatable falcon takes the flight. George Lucas dreams in the starry night. Costume shop, we're dressed to play. Let's blast off into the fray. So grab your gear and join the crew. Mike and Ken got a show for you. Laughs and stars and a galaxy.
All right, Ken. It looks
Good.
like we made it for another one.
Sir, yes, sir.
I still have that delay, which is freaking me out, but we'll figure it out. And I got to figure out this stupid chat thing. Remember we had this chat thing once before?
Yeah, and I don't remember. Like, I think there's been an upgrade to the software that we just don't know about or
Yeah,
don't understand yet.
these kids and their new software. So, Ken, while I'm trying to figure out why my chat is looking like this, where can people find you?
You can find me recovering from falling on ice way more than I want to admit. You can find me bounty hunting across the galaxy with Todd and Ken. We have our Star Wars Podcast Day episode up there, which I think was really fun to record with Todd. Every once in a while, I sit down around the Dejeric table with the guys from Bantha Milk Podcast, Robert, Tom, and David. And I have my own show, this little bitty thing with 18 YouTube subscribers called The Rambling Star Wars Fan. and I also have the latest episode, which was for Star Wars Podcast Day. And I know you've got at least 6 or 7 different things.
I'm catching up to you, Ken. I'm catching up to you. So I have my podcast here, The Inflatable Falcon. I have Zoe's podcast, Star Wars Geek Girl, that I help her out with. She does 99% of that work. I just, bug her and give her notes that she doesn't need. And then I have the 501st cast. So we are recording our newest episode this coming Sunday. Hopefully it'll be longer than our previous one. Just more people are getting involved. The elections are over, so we'll probably talk a little bit about that part of the costuming stuff. So tune in if you're a member of 501st or not. And Karita Cast, once the weather's warmer, I'll figure something out. And yeah, so we have a lot to do today. Not really. The pre-show I said, Ken, I did an outline, and your surprise was very it made my Wednesday feel really well. So
we're making progress, man.
I was listening to I think it was your Podcast Day podcast, and I realized something. I really think I'm not as organized in my podcast is because my daily life at work, I have to know exactly when I'm going to go to the bathroom, and I have like written down what I'm going to say and do. Like I even say the same jokes like on day 13 of the marking period to those 3 blocks of kids, so but I'm trying to take my things I do in my job and trying to merge them together and make this even a better podcast. So
well, I think there is that delicate balance between the two. And it's a challenge finding it, because there's the side of being overly scriptive to the point where you feel like you're chained to the written word or the typed word, and if you mispronounce a word or you skip a paragraph, then you're like, oh no. And then there's the other part of just being too free, where like, I don't even really know what I'm gonna say. What is the show gonna be about? So it's finding that middle place, and that middle place may be different from episode to episode.
Right. Yeah, right. That's true. So yeah, so today, bear with us. Again, there's a delay. I think it's on my end. I probably have too many windows open. I'm trying not to let it bother me. I'm just trying to listen and read. But if you're watching on any other platform, it looks like only the Facebook, the YouTube comments come through. I don't know why that is. According to everything running, it says the TikTok and the Facebook ones are working. There's probably a setting in one of those or both of those that somewhere down the line I have to switch that people can,
Oh, so you mean like in TikTok there's a setting?
There's probably some setting in some privacy thing that I have to unclick. And the same with Facebook. And if you've ever done lives on Facebook, my God, that's like buying a house when you have to flip all those switches. Especially when it goes to a secondary Restream. So anyway.
Someday we'll get there. That's fine.
Yeah. So, but if you want to chat with us, throw it up. Jump over to YouTube. The link is in my bio in TikTok and stuff like that. So, I can't see the chats or anything in the others. Just so people know.
And it's cool that we've already got greetings from Slender Spartan and Coach Vader.
Slender Spartan was in. They might have both been in before the intro was over.
Oh, awesome.
That's why we do the long intro, so we feel good when we come in.
We've got listeners. How cool.
Right. So, yeah. So, I was just going to jump to troop time here, because I'm pretty sure both of us are in the same troop time. Any troops in the last?
No, this weekend I was celebrating that. And I say celebrating with full sincerity. I was celebrating a birthday. Our youngest son celebrated his 21st, so we celebrated that on Friday, and then Saturday I got to spend the whole day wandering around Philadelphia with Heather. It was just wonderful celebrating Thanksgiving.
Is my calendar wrong?
Yes, celebrating Valentine's Day. It was a glorious day of randomness. And I'll give you the example that was the the cherry on top. So we'd spent the whole day wandering around downtown Philadelphia, having food and taking pictures on the street, and just having a great day. It was wasn't single digits or anything.
Right, right.
And we had heard people saying Happy Valentine's Day and offering to take pictures of us and stuff like that. And we went to the supermarket on the way home, and as I'm putting my cart away, this van drives up next to me, rolls the window down, and at first I'm thinking this is gonna be Rich. Like, what is going on here? Is he gonna, offer me a kitten and free Wi-Fi? He says, "Dude, I just gotta say, I like your style, keeping it fresh." And then he just rolled away. Like, it was the epitome of glory and fun and
Philly.
kindness.
And Philly.
Well, that compliment came when I got home, but the
Okay.
whole day was like that, though.
Nice.
People were complimenting Heather on her hair, and the cashiers were complimenting her on her nails, and they would offer to take. We were trying to do the selfies in front of the Rocky statue or the Love Park or whatever. And people, "Oh, do you want us to take your picture for you?" So it was a great day,
That's wonderful.
and it finished up with keeping it fresh.
Nice. Yeah,
Did
I
you
remember.
celebrate?
Well, yeah, Missy and I, we just did a nice, like, we went out to, like, I guess it was a brunch, and then we just hung
Okay.
out all day, just
That's cool.
just like kind of being at home, hanging out, and
Yeah.
then I know the girls had Galentine's Day, so I listened to Zoe's Galentine's Day podcast and stuff. But we are getting our coat. Is there 2 Coach Vaders? Because I would love to be on a team that has 2 Coach Vaders. Because we have Coach Vader 1874 and Coach Vader, and we have Anthony 2026, which to me sounds like, if you've ever read Marvel comic books, there's Spider-Man 2099. I feel like Anthony 2026 is the Anthony of today, but in the
So, like,
future.
the multiverse guy.
Yeah, he's the multiverse guy. Yeah, so yeah, that was what we did. Valentine's was like that. But yeah, let's see. So the YouTube ones are getting through. Yeah, I am sorry about the other ones, but here, let's read some here. First troop of the year this Saturday. Oh, that's cool. Oh, you changed. Oh, you took the numbers off. Okay. You should have just said there was 2 of you. Then you could have been evil one and
Yeah. It's like Luke and Luke.
My first of the year was on the 24th. Okay. And where's Nepacon? Where's Nepacon?
I'm gonna say that's Northeast Pennsylvania.
Oh yeah, I should probably know that, I guess. How north? Is that like Scranton area? That's a little too north for me.
Might even be further north than that.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really get much. I think, like, other than crossing into Jersey, I maybe going to Bethlehem and Allentown occasionally. I haven't got up that way in a long time. So that's cool. That's the first troop of the year is always great.
It is
Scranton. There we go. Scranton. I think I might have saw that on the boards. Yeah, that's funny. And we go to Hip City Veg. Hip City Veg makes a good cheesesteak. I know Ken loves when I talk about my vegan food. But what
makes it cheese and steak?
But one year they won like one of the top 10 cheesesteaks of Philly. Hip City Veg did.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what it's probably made of jackfruit or something like that. It's good. I mean, I don't really remember what a real cheesesteak tastes like, but it's good. So, but yeah, when Zoe graduated from Temple, she ran up the stairs at the art museum, and there was I'm assuming he was an unhoused gentleman just from and he was cheering her on, and I was like, yeah, that's the Philly that we love, like they'll beat you up if you're annoying them, but if you're doing something you need to cheer, they'll do it.
And they've added a Rocky statue at the top of the steps now.
Yeah.
So there's one on the bottom of the steps that you can get photographs with, and there's one at the top that you can get photographs with. And it's
for the overachievers.
Yeah, or you just don't want to wait in line down below.
No, that's true. That's true.
So you get best of both worlds. And for the last few years, actually since Heather and I started dating, we do an annual picture with Rocky in the
Oh,
background.
nice.
So, because she was
Well-
born in Philadelphia.
Yeah. Well, Coach, I would say the elections were no drama, which was pretty cool for those. I try not to speak out of school too much about the Legion, but it is nice to explain to people that our elections, even when they are filled with drama, I've had this realization in the last week or two that all those people running are offering their services to an extremely hard and thankless job
For free.
for free or less than free, because a lot of the times it takes up a lot of their time. And so I feel like this year, especially, the questions and stuff in the election were very meaningful. We'll probably talk more about it on 500 First Cast. But yeah, I thought the elections were really cool. And I don't know what Gino and Pat's cheesesteak is, but if it's a good cheesesteak, I would imagine it's still
Yeah,
good.
they're still there. There's,
We're not-
I think it's two separate places. They're kind of competing for which is the Philly's finest, or what's a classic Philly's cheesesteak. So they're like the famous places in Philadelphia.
Yeah, see, when I was growing up, we had a cheesesteak place in Coatesville, and then we had a hot dog place. And the hot dog place was just a big grill, and the hot dogs were always at the one side. And when you came in, they just kind of slid them over and warmed them up a little bit, And the same with cheesesteak. The one, I'm sure it didn't pass any health code, but the cheesesteak was like kind of cooked all on the one side of the grill, and they just move it over and heat it up and throw it in your thing. Yeah, Coach. Yeah, you have to deal. Like I said, you have to deal with that. And if anyone doesn't know, I begged and pleaded and got the 500 First Cast started to try to get people just more engaged in trooping in whatever costuming group they are. And I will not to diminish any other costuming groups, but I mainly focus on the 501st, Rebel Legion, Mando Mercs, Saber Guild. That's to me the ones to go. So yeah, you know what?
Yeah.
Listen there, Josh. If I ate meat, I would probably be gravely ill, and probably you don't remember. Josh didn't know me before I went vegan. I walked with a limp, could barely stand up. I got rid of my desk chair at work because I couldn't stand back up. I just stood all day. So I don't think it's the no meat. I think it's a lot of the other stuff that helped me out considerably, because I assumed I'd be in a cane or a walker by now. So, and I was much heavier. So but now all my shirts are extra large, which I don't need. I mean, I'm not like skinny or anything. You start with one bite. You evil man.
That is the path to the dark side.
Yeah, no, you know what? I 1 year someone in my family made cookies or something with butter, and they're vegan, and man, I was messed up for days from just having cookies with butter in them. So,
which is curious because, as here we are deviating into the human.
We haven't even got to my list of stuff to talk about yet. But yeah,
and this is where the outline goes out the window.
Yeah.
Biologically, we're built to be omnivores,
right? But I mean, depending on what your body eats, like I think dairy is probably. I was probably lactose intolerant and didn't realize it.
Yeah, maybe.
Because when I was a kid, if someone said they were lactose intolerant, you just got smacked upside the head. They didn't,
Yeah, you will finish what's in your glass.
Drink that milk. We don't care if you're in pain.
Well, I can remember sitting at the dining room table at my dad's house, struggling through a plate of cold spaghetti with mushrooms, and man, oh man, was not fun.
Yeah.
And to this day, I don't like mushrooms. I don't prefer mushrooms.
Yeah.
No matter how they're prepared, even though I will occasionally eat them.
And so we veered off, and we've only got to my second point, troop time.
Yeah.
The coach is watching. Coach Vader, he's choking us from the sideline.
Yeah.
So let's go to workbench. We can go to workbench, Ken. Workbench.
No, the only work that I did was, and this is a light lift. I just spent more time watching Star Wars Droids.
That's work. Wait a minute.
I'm still trying to narrow down which low budget costume I want to make for this challenge that Todd and I have. One of the things that we mentioned in our Star Wars Podcast Day episode is we're gonna chat. We've challenged each other to build a costume by Halloween for less than $100, and to document our process, our progress, and on the end of September, we're going to unveil our costume that we intend to wear on Halloween.
I want an accountant. I want an accountant to double check all what you're spending.
Yes,
we
and
we
I'm
want
not good with
receipts.
words or numbers, so
So
yeah, I'll definitely bring the receipts.
I picture like a little Anzellin with a little calculator.
Yeah,
Um,
with one of those old timey visors.
yeah. There we go. Oh, and a pen.
Yep, absolutely.
And a little
Did you
R2.
get any? Did you get any time to make stuff?
Well, I did actually. So what I'm planning on doing for May the 4th is my middle school, I run the news crew. So I have 5 wonderful students. There we go. I'll put that Spartans up in a minute. I got 5 wonderful students that run the news crew, and they're the kind of they're the kind of students you rarely get where they responsibly do everything. Like I don't have to, like I run it, and when I say I run it, I literally just unlock the door for them. Like they do, they do the weather and they do the green screen and all that. So lucky for us, it's on a Monday this year, and we have a half day for I don't know, for something that Friday. So my goal right now is to make 5 lightweight suits of Mando armor for these kids.
Nice.
So this week I finished all the females. There's 2 girls. So I finished printing. I just printed live action Sabine chest armor, Bo-Katan shoulder bells because they have the mythosaurs on them.
Yep.
And I printed Bo-Katan gauntlets. They're all printed and sitting on the table. So the girls' armor is done. When I left school, I put on 2 Mando. I'm doing Pinto armor for the boys.
Okay.
We're gonna do and then we're gonna paint. And I asked the kids what's their favorite color, and then that Friday we're gonna reshoot the news intro and everything all in Mando. And they're going to do the weather report based on a Star Wars. We're going to pre-record the whole thing because we normally do it live. And then that Monday, they're going to come in their normal clothes, and we're just going to run it just first. And then I'm just going to give them the costumes to take.
That's cool.
So,
and considering you've got green screen, what you should figure out how to do is have somebody in one of those green suits who's controlling a Grogu puppet.
Oh, see, Ken, that's why I got to tell you stuff. It's not a bad idea. Well, I do have a Grogu, so I was going to let one of them choose to carry Grogu in a sack.
In a sack?
Our morning intro is the kids walking into the door, and then I can't put their names because it's on YouTube. So it'll say the hosts, and it shows the 2 girls, and it'll say the engineer, and it shows, and they're just walking in.
Okay.
So we're just going to reshoot that in all Mando gear, and
Very
and they're going to have Grogu hanging. So that's you know what, and we just got a grant. So by the time we film this, we will have teleprompters and everything. So we can write the script and they can read it right off the teleprompters. So yeah, I got like over $2,000 in grants to redo this studio. So
wow, we should write a grant for this show.
Yeah, I don't think we would catch up, but
we're educational. We teach stuff.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll write to say 2 old guys in their basement on.
No, I'm in my room.
Oh, okay. I'm in my basement. Yeah. I just need a white van and I'm good to go.
I got the candy. So
that's all and when I say built, I just printed them. Now I printed them on I don't get any plugs for this, but at school, I'm in charge of 3D printing too. So this filament's coming from, some of the grant money. But I printed it on a K3 Anycubic. I printed the chest armor. It is almost as smooth as when I resin print stuff. Like print lines are ridiculous. And a full Sabine live action 1-piece chest armor, I ran it on slow 10 hours.
Man.
If I ran it on fast, 5. So And then I'm just going to paint them up. Like I said, I asked the kids all their favorite colors because none of them are big Star Wars fans. They're they like Star Wars, but so I'm just going to make a custom. Maybe I'll drag Josh over one day and he can help me paint them. I'm waiting until they're all printed. I'm just going to lay them out on the table and we're just going to do, we're just going to do assembly line method. Just
nice.
And,
well, if you do it on a weekend, let me know. I'd be more than happy to help out.
Yeah, I'm hoping that it kickstarts me back into wanting to just build mass stuff like I was doing years ago. That's nice. So, and then we Slender Spartan got more standing Bondo work done on your helmet. That's cool. Zenkai Con in March. Yeah, that's a deadline. I don't know if my daughter's going to that or not, but you know what? Maybe Slender Spartan can be Slender Spartan's is he. I'm trying to remember my people. You can be a correspondent for the Inflatable Falcon. Zenkai Con, even if you don't want to go to Zenkai Con, I would encourage everyone when it is in Lancaster, just drive around Lancaster, downtown Lancaster. It's pretty cool. It's like from all the way to center, because it's right in the middle of the city. It's
and you never know, you're going to see someone in line at a donut shop or crossing the street.
Oh yeah, no, the whole sitting around town. It's just funny. It's just and they're you have a bookkeeper ready to go, so you can audit. We went audit on this. I think you need graphics that that show how much money you spent. Like when you say, "Oh, I did this," and I want to hear cha-ching, $20, cha-ching.
Well, what I'd also like to do is figure out a way of also tracking how much time I put into it. But that's taking it another level. We'll see how it goes. Right now, I'm just spending hours trying to figure out who I'm going to use.
Well, Coach got his record boots. That's good. Well, research is working on, that's working on the workbench. But you should put a stopwatch on your phone, Ken. So when you start working, just hit the stopwatch and just let it keep running. And then you can get pretend you're a lawyer and you have to bill. Yeah. Does that count towards your $100? What's your hourly rate for costume building?
Well, if it's based on quality, we're talking minimum wage in 1983,
which is pretty much the same as it is now. No,
in some places.
But yeah, that's all my workbench. Because we also have Little Mermaid, the play going on, and so I'm not involved in it. And being not involved in it, I've helped them build. I had to 3D print and install lights in some jewelry. I had to help them build the throne, help them build seaweed, and help them build a rock. But I'm not involved in the play whatsoever. But that's that's
you better get a credit in the program.
Yeah, well, you know what? Probably I'll be the one that has to film it too. So, we'll see.
Print the program.
And I have a robotics tournament this Saturday, so that's all fun. It's a busy time of year. All right, so my next thing on the list, which is, can we show a trailer and not get a copyright?
Well, how about we do it this way? If you're okay with it,
I'm okay.
A little bit. Talk about it, show a little bit, talk about it instead of just playing the whole thing through.
So let me see.
I know that other podcasts have shown the trailer or played the trailer on their shows.
Whoops. There we go. Okay, well, let's see. Let's see if I can figure this out.
And all these folks are getting work done. Anthony's working on his new generation TK and working on blasters, man.
Oh man, that's really nice. Okay, let's see. Oh, I got this window open. Let's see if this works. Share this. Maybe. Okay, and I think.
And if you want to be safer, you could always share it without the sound, but then it wouldn't be as fun.
Yeah, let's see. Can I put this? Whoops. No. Oh, yeah.
I think you got it.
Which one's up?
Right now it just says add media, so you have to select screen.
I'm trying to add my media, but it's not. It says performance warning. Can your device handle it? All right.
I don't know. I've seen the trailer. I don't know how many people can handle it.
Let's see. Window. New technology. And it's there we go. All right. Let's see what I can do here.
Yeah, you're sharing it without sound, which is an okay thing.
All right. So there's our Razor Crest.
The new Razor Crest.
The new Razor Crest. It
The
looks
new
a little. I mean,
Razor Crest.
I guess the paint job's different, and I think is that front gun slightly different.
It's definitely possible. Yes. The paint
Oh.
job, yes. The new gun, the front gun, I can't really tell from this angle.
Now I was watching some people and they're complaining. They're like, "Oh, they just did that because of toys or the corporation told them this and that." I would think in real world, like if I was Mando and I was going to have to go hunting a whole bunch of people, I would want more than that starfighter.
Well, and let's explore that spaceship. That spaceship predates the Empire,
Right.
and so it doesn't have all the bells and whistles that the modern ships have. So you've got this built-in no technology, lack of technology that allows you to go undetected. And so
Right.
it's built into the story that his ship is stealth without being stealth. Like it doesn't go invisible, but it doesn't show up on their records or their whatever.
Yeah, and I was also thinking, like, I don't think he got rid of his M1. I picture like he maybe put a 2-car garage on that little house he has
On Navarro?
on Navarro.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, because just because you get the work truck doesn't mean you get rid of your Corvette, does it?
Well, not if you have it and it's paid off.
Yeah. So
Well, unless of course you've started a big family and you need the minivan and you need all the room for plywood for weekend projects, or in our case, Sintra and resin.
right.
You're making
Your
stuff.
totes, all your totes to go trooping.
Exactly. This is definitely a con traveling vehicle.
Yeah.
Much more than the N1 Starfighter.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I'm happy to see it back. I mean, I'm not going to go run out and buy one because they'll probably blow it up as soon as I do.
The other thing I thought was really, really funny about the trailer, I know we didn't have the sound on there, but you see both of them, Din Djarin fiddling with switches, which in every Star Wars thing, somebody's fiddling with a switch somewhere.
Yep.
And what does the Papa figure say? Never touch the buttons.
Well, and every time I see Star Wars people using switches, I also think of Galaxy Quest when they built that ship and they mimicked the kids' hands. So like in real life, these guys are just flipping switches. We don't know what they do. Except the only one ever that seemed like they know what they did was Chewie when he reached over and went toot toot in Solo.
Yeah.
Everyone else is just pushing buttons and flipping switches.
Yeah.
Well,
especially in like Skeleton Crew when they were, flipping the wrong switches.
Yeah.
And there was the big one that said don't push or whatever.
Yeah.
Which is the one that everyone wants to push.
Yeah. But I'm glad to see that's back. And in this picture we haven't stopped on, it has a World War II South Pacific feel.
Well, World War II or even Vietnam.
Yeah.
But still that South Pacific kind of tropical GI base or Air Force base or whatever. And if you were to go back to the beginning, the very, very beginning, where you had the sunset and the X-wings coming through the scene or whatever, that's straight out of like Apocalypse Now. And a flashback to the Force Awakens.
Well, and you know what they say, you know how you shoot, how can you shoot Anzellans? Just don't lead them as much.
Nice.
All right.
And I like the modified Star Wars theme at the beginning as well.
Yeah. And here's this.
So this scene is hilarious to me on so many levels.
Yeah.
So many levels. Where do you want to start?
Who does the voice?
Okay, so you want to go big.
I want to go big
right off the bat. None other than Martin Scorsese.
Right,
And
right,
let's think about this for a second. Martin Scorsese is the same guy who has said that superhero movies aren't cinema.
right, right.
And Martin Scorsese is the same guy who's been the director for many incredible things, including Alice's Restaurant.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You
Yeah. I
know,
forgot about that.
and Alice's Restaurant, if I remember right, and I hope I do. I apologize if I don't. I thought it was edited by Marsha Lucas.
Oh
I
yeah.
thought,
Yeah. I don't
or
know.
maybe it was another person, or maybe it was John
I don't think I
Milius?
was. I don't think I was allowed to watch Alice's Restaurant. And then I don't. And then wasn't there some spin-offs to that too?
Well, I thought there was a TV show. Alice.
Yeah, the TV show I wasn't allowed to
Yeah.
watch either.
Yeah. And so going back to that thing, you've got Alice's Restaurant. There was a or was it Alice's Diner that had a character named Flo,
Yep.
and then there was a character Flo who worked in the diner of Phantom Menace,
Yeah. Oh yeah. Right. Right.
or no, sorry, Clone Wars.
No, was it
Was Dex.
Attack of the Clones?
Attack of the Clones? Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm getting all mixed up. Attack of the Clones. Yes. You know.
But look at the space spatula. There's a space. I think I have that spatula. I have
Yeah.
a Star Wars prop in my house.
Yeah. So it's funny you mentioned the foods thing. So Martin Scorsese is playing a four-armed character in a food truck. The four-armed character in Solo was played by Jon Favreau.
Yep.
That was the voice of that character. Jon Favreau worked in a food truck in the movie The Chef.
Yeah. Oh, that's crazy. Yeah.
You know?
I forgot all about that.
You know,
Yeah.
And what I think what's also funny is you have a character. We'll see this character, this character whose voice comes up later, who is in a show called The Bear, which has to do with food as well.
Right.
And did you happen to catch the name on the food truck? It's in
No,
Arabesh.
No.
It's Hugo's. Hugo's is, I'm gonna guess, is a reference to the animated movie or the movie of the same name that Martin Scorsese directed.
See, there you go.
Like this is so many green strings stretched across the room in one scene. And to your point, you now have a screen accurate spatula.
Yeah. Yeah. I have some screen accurate grease probably too by the looks of it. But yeah, I just like that feel.
Well, and it's also kind of a throwback to Blade Runner too. Remember when Harrison Ford went to
Yeah.
get the noodles in downtown LA or whatever it was?
Well, yeah. Now I'm going to back it up a little bit because I think everyone knows that symbol on the door. That's the Hutt tattoo.
Yeah, that
On
was on
Jabba's-
Jabba's arm.
Jabba's arm.
And you recognize the Hutts?
Was that the twins?
Yeah, they were the twins from the Book of Boba Fett.
Yeah, that was the twins. And yeah, I'm just leaving on this scene because I'll just drive everyone nuts trying to back it up back and forth. But yeah, I like seeing the Hutts. It's what's nice about, at least from this trailer. Now I don't know, I could be totally wrong, but it's also setting the stage to expand the universe. Like you and I always say, we just want to see more of different things.
Mm-hmm.
Like we're now seeing, because the Hutts, other than the twins in the Book of Boba Fett, we haven't seen much of the whole Hutt.
Not since the Clone Wars cartoon.
Right. And yeah, so
far in the trailer, we've been to at least 3 different places.
Yeah.
There's the place where the military base is.
Yep.
There's the place where the Hutts are, and then there's this. This is like some snowy place.
And the food truck.
Well, I'm wondering if the food truck is the same place where the Hutts are.
Oh, okay. Maybe that. Yeah, that looked a little more Coruscant-y to me, but I could be wrong. Yeah. Now this one here, the him coming in the door is very reminiscent of season 1 Mando. Before you were sure if he was really that good, or it went,
Yep. And I'm trying to figure out whether it's Brendan Wayne or Lateef Crowder that's doing this work right here.
Yeah.
You know, a double
Well,
shot to the guy on the left.
yeah. Well, like I said, man, that was a good use of the flamethrower. You know, like just confuse them and then just So, I mean, that was just really cool. It's a cool entrance. It's good for the snow troopers. You know, like all those guys out there trooping as a snow trooper can bring that
Yep.
back. Here we go.
And the guys at the door didn't look like they had their face covering.
Oh, did they?
Didn't look like they had that face skirt on.
Let's see. Wait a minute. Let's see. Well, they could have been commanders. So the commanders don't have the face skirt. The commanders have that hard plastic. See, their helmets look a little. Well, let's see.
Yeah,
Oh,
see that.
right. Watch the guy that gets shot second.
The guy in the left's face is clearer, I think.
Yeah, it looks like they have a different some sort of something on there. Yeah. That's pretty cool though. Here, let me see. Here, look. Okay, we got some people showing us what we missed. Let's see. Come on. I got and the base is on Adelphia. Okay. And it is now Hutta. Okay, there we go.
Is it now Hutt or now or Narshada? Because I think both of those places were controlled by the Hutts.
Okay, well there. Look, we're working on a bingo card now for all this. We're gonna have to create a bingo card to take to the movie with you, and the inflatable Falcon bingo card.
That'll be fun.
Yeah. So Imperial Shadow Council. There we go.
Yeah, and that's the same Shadow Council from the last season of Mandalorian.
Yeah.
The one where Moff Gideon was standing in the midst of everybody and, screaming, "Long live the Empire."
Yeah. And then look, if you look on this picture, you have some. It looks like X-wings, Y-wing,
The U-wing.
E-wing.
Oh yeah.
The E-wing's in the air, like right. I can't show my mouth.
Is that the E-wing or is that the U-wing?
Or U-wing? I don't. Yeah.
Yeah, the one from Rogue One.
Yeah. Cool. Maybe they took over. Scarif. Maybe they're on Scarif. It's all
Yeah.
Because they just redid Scarif.
They remodeled after the blast.
Yeah, and they have like a little Cassian Andor memorial. So,
and Jin, you got to remember Jin was there.
And
too.
Jin,
and all the other members of of the rogues.
All right, let's see.
I mean, come on.
Okay, wait a minute.
Sigourney Weaver, who's been in Aliens, Galaxy Quest, Avatar, and now Star Wars. Come on.
Yeah. And so this is the message I got from Zoe. She's like, "Oh, you should convert Safi's mouse droid to look like that 4x4 mouse droid." That's the message I get from my children. So.
Well, I was joking with you about making it a Bigfoot kind of vehicle.
Yeah, you were. So that's pretty cool. I mean, I'm sure someone already has the files and it's probably already built.
And it had the blue police lights on the top.
Yeah. So, but that was pretty cool. I mean, just to see that and then the next part is where it gets to. I like this because it goes back and forth. So you're thinking, okay, it's good Star Wars. Should I take my kid? Oh yeah, I'm hoping it's a balance of the Star Wars for us and the Star Wars for the youngers. Like I hope it's that balance,
Yeah.
Now those are the battle droids looking things that I've seen the toys for.
They're either battle droids or assassin droids, but they're the funniest thing for me about them. So remind us again what they are.
Droids.
Why are they wearing clothes? Why?
Well,
why is it
my only thing I was thinking the capes might be a camouflage.
like the vanishing cape from Harry Potter?
No, but I mean, if you're a bright metallic surface,
okay.
like maybe when you're in the
Okay.
woods, it just or
Okay.
like if you become self-aware, they might think they're naked.
Yeah, that's
I said, what?
possible.
You
Well,
can't be naked.
even C-3PO, was joking around because R2-D2 said he was naked when
Yeah.
his wires were showing. So
Yeah. So
okay,
I mean,
okay.
you
Maybe
know,
they're modest.
they're
That's
modest,
possible.
or they're just trying to disguise as human beings, like just from
All right.
from afar.
Okay.
Or it's Star Wars and they'll never explain it. And we won't care.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll get all the toys.
We got a Huts guards. Yeah, we got to start making a list of all these
These things.
So
Well, the Magna Guards wore clothes too,
yeah, that's true.
and the assassin droids in Ahsoka wore clothes.
It
I just
could
think
be
it's funny when they put clothes on robots.
it could be a rank thing too. Like say you don't have paint. Like, oh, he got promoted here, just throw a hoodie over him.
Yeah, tablecloth,
Yeah. Paint.
tablecloth, and a paperclip.
So, and then the next one here shows Embo. So I'm imagining,
And not even just Embo, but his
dog,
and his dog.
his second dog, because his first one died.
They
And
killed it like John Wick. I forgot.
no, it died somehow. Zoe, I was listening to her podcast, and she was saying how the second dog, the first dog died somehow in a book or something like that.
Oh, okay.
Who knows?
But let's think about this though.
Huh?
Embo is a character from the cartoons,
Yes.
and he's showing up in a live action movie. I mean,
Right.
come on. And I'm going to say this now before the trailer's over. Anyone who is upset about the Super Bowl commercial, they need to either email, post on social media, write a letter in crayon apologizing to Kathleen Kennedy, John Favreau, Dave Filoni, and anyone who's involved in this movie, and say, "I'm sorry I doubted you with the Super Bowl commercial.
Yep.
I'm sorry I got my frock in a bunch. Like, this is a bajillion % Star Wars."
Oh yeah, yeah. Let me see if I have. Hang on, let me see. So this, see if this works. Come on. There is the Embo for the Clone Wars CRL. So if you want to do a costume, there is already an Embo out there.
Well, the Clone Wars Embo, because I'm going to guess there'll
Right.
probably also be a Mandalorian Grogu Embo.
Oh, I'm sure. But I'm saying if someone becomes an Embo groupie, they can start Emboing it up. If that
And
makes
so
sense.
if you have two Embos together, is that an Embo combo?
It's an embolism.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
No.
That makes sense.
All right. Yeah, I like the Embo thing. I have this feeling though when they're threatening, I think Mando's sitting there taking it when they're threatening him, but when they threaten Grogu, I'm pretty sure that's probably a lot of them are not going to be standing. You know, the line from Josie Wales, if you ever watched the movie Josie Wales, and the Indian chief was saying, he was talking to Josie Wales, and Josie Wales says, oh, I was beginning to like her, and now when I get to liking someone, they're not around for very long. And the chief says, I notice when you get to disliking someone, they're not around very long either. So my Josie Whale knowledge from the 70s.
Fantastic. So they just gave Mando's helmet to the Hutts.
Yeah, I'm like I said, I'm thinking that's going to be a not a good thing.
Yeah.
You know,
I wonder if we're gonna see any of the other huts, any of the huts from the council.
Well, or is this where many of them don't make it out?
Okay.
You know, like because you don't know is this capture in this part at the beginning? Is this at the is this the climactic battle at the end? You never know. And so I've said this on this show before. The Stinky the Hut episode, the Clone Wars movie, that is the first Star Wars movie I saw multiple times in the theater, probably 5 or 6 times.
Well, I'm going to predict that you see this in the theater 5 or 6 times.
Oh God, I'm already feeling the pain right now.
Well,
yes,
some of those viewings might be based on a troop as well.
That's true too. That's true too.
Because I'd like to do that several times if possible.
Yeah. Yeah, I would recommend anyone that's in one of the costuming groups, 501st, Rebel Legion, Mando Mercs, Droid Builders, check your boards because soon those troops will probably start coming out soon. There's a local theater here that I'm thinking of approaching and telling them, hey, you should. It's just a little tiny, like mom and pop, like $11 theater. And if they're going to get it, I'm going to say, hey, you should, because I'd love to support one of those little theaters too.
Yeah,
we did that for one of the movies, and it was so much fun. So anyway, so look at this. We have
Grogu gearing up and hanging out with a trio of Anzellans.
Yeah, and I tried to stop it on this picture. I didn't get it quite right. This reminds me of some of the paintings we used to see of Yoda, like sitting in the Dagobah swamp and stuff like that.
Well, you know what this reminds me of? The beginning of the Muppet movie with Kermit the Frog singing the Rainbow Connection.
That's true. I forgot all about that.
Like all he needs to do is like force pull a banjo into the scene and just start playing Rainbow Connection.
Well, Coach is saying he's going to see it 4 times, so
okay, we're going to hold you to it.
Yeah, but it's coming out later than I thought. I did like the Mandos. I did like the armor, and then the cynic in me is like, crap! Now I got to go buy a whole bunch of more Yodas. I mean, Grogu's. Because remember, you couldn't find those ones, like just the plain old ones, for a while.
Yep.
And then then I wound up somehow like buying them and ordering them, and I have like 3 or 4 of those things floating around.
Yeah, we just have 2.
So I think I might just 3D print the armor chest plate, and he can sit right up front.
That'd be fun. And there's little wrist.
Yeah, his little wrist thing. That
shoots paintballs.
Yeah, you can upgrade that. Is it okay to let a 50-some-year-old kid shoot something? I mean, I guess he did burn all those troopers when he pushed the fire back. That's not any worse than.
Well, he was also training to use a laser sword.
That's true. That's
true. So, yeah, I guess. Yeah.
And we got. What do we say? Yeah. The helmet thing. So if your helmet's taken off by someone who beat you, and then you beat them again and put it back on, or is this just going to be the start of Din not kind of being very cult-like in his Mando beliefs?
I think that started when he spent time with Bo-Katan.
Yeah.
But we all, to that point, we're not sure what the rules are if somebody takes it off by force.
Yeah.
We know what happens when you take it off. You have to go cleanse yourself in the mine of Mandalore, the lake of Mandalore, the puddle of Mandalore, whatever it is. But we don't know what the rule is if it's taken off, if it's forcibly removed. Do you forcibly retrieve it
and kill everyone that saw you without your helmet?
Exactly.
It'll probably be something like that.
A Mando cleanse.
Yeah. Or you could just get there's probably like a Mando smoothie he can do, like
perhaps
that green, like the stuff someone has to take if they have to get like medical stuff done.
Yeah, like doing a colonoscopy or something.
Mandaloscopy.
A mandaloscopy.
And there's
Rada's been working out. Well, all I'm gonna say, he's no longer the little stinky. I wonder if he was bullied by the other Hutts, and so he decided to, you know, take creatine and spend a lot of time in the gym.
yeah.
Or do you think the cousins kept him captive because he was the only surviving heir of Jabba?
Well, that's what I wonder, because we have learned from the past that you can't trust what you think you're seeing
Yeah,
on the screen. Like, this is like, oh man, him and they're gonna really throw down and they're gonna be enemies. But is this their introduction and they fight for the common? You know what I mean? Like, I'm just throwing that
yeah.
out there, that because Rada experienced a lot of positivity with Ahsoka at the beginning, so maybe that rubbed off.
Well, and in truth, Anakin and Ahsoka, saved him.
Right.
They took care of him when he was sick and rescued him from a kidnapping, even though they had, not Grievous, Dooku tried to make it look like the Jedi kidnapped him, but it was the exact opposite.
Right.
Asajj kidnapped him, and Anakin and Ahsoka rescued him.
Right. Yeah. So that's what I'm wondering. Like, is this a throwdown and then they become respectful with each other? Is when we see him with does does this happen early, and then does Mando go to rescue him, or does he go to rescue Mando? Or is I think I keep thinking of Thor Ragnarok. If you would have saw a clip of Thor fighting the Hulk, and if you didn't know the characters, you would have thought they were going to be like the mortal enemies of the movie.
Yeah.
So, and it's Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni. So, you don't know where that story can go.
Yeah, and the other funny part is I know they were talking about this with the first season of The Mandalorian, where it was like this was reminiscent of them as kids just playing with their toys. Like,
Yeah,
come on.
yeah.
Like, what kid didn't have little battles with their action figures, two characters with lightsabers, even if they weren't Jedi. You had a Han Solo and a Greedo, so you gave one, not the slidey.
Yeah, those you couldn't get. Those guys couldn't hold blasters, and
Yeah.
you know, Luke was left-handed for a little while, but he couldn't hold a blaster very well.
And I don't know if you ever did this, but I know a couple times. Do you remember those plastic cocktail swords?
Yeah.
So
Oh yeah,
I remember getting some from my grandparents and using those with my action figures because they were about the right size to be held in their hand.
I'll go you one better. Some of mine had umbrellas.
Oh, okay, like parasols.
Yeah, so
Okay,
they were flying umbrellas. I had a little
yeah,
bit
like
of
Mary
Mary
Poppins.
Poppins in there too.
Yeah,
But
spoonful of sugar.
yeah. So again, I'm not gonna.
Star Wars the musical.
Yeah, I'm not going to read into this one that they're mortal enemies. Like I'm just going to, like you said, he could have been like, you know, here's my.
I'm wondering if that snake-like creature that was talking to Grogu, I wonder if that's the same snake-like creature that in Star Wars Legends taught Yoda stuff.
Oh, maybe. Well, and again, we see that white serpent thing.
Yep.
Like, is that going to be like some Mandalorian something that, like, because it looks like it's a terrible thing, but in
Yeah.
Star Wars,
And there were white serpents on now Hutta or Narshada in the Clone Wars. Obi-Wan Kenobi had to deal with one of those.
yeah,
And it just that image alone is so incredible to think. You've got a costumed actor standing in a puddle or a pool with this CGI snake that looks legit real, like
yeah,
it could be. And for all we know, it is real because that snake that they had in Rise of Skywalker was real too.
yeah. No, so that's That was I like, and that snake give me similar Solo vibes. Like you had the that
Yeah.
that what was that
The
crime
worm.
boss worm?
Yeah.
So again, like we see that and we think creature, but it could be a whole different, um and then so then this is where we get the what's that creature from the toy?
This is one of the ones from the Dajaric table.
Oh yeah, the jar table. Yeah.
I don't remember all of their names, but this is definitely one of them. And if you go back just a smidge, I found out this by watching another YouTube video. The Arabesh above the door
Oh yeah.
that they bust out of, I think the words are Weathers and Apollo,
Oh.
which if you
For
for Carl Weathers, who
Carl
played
Weathers.
Apollo Creed in
Oh,
Rocky,
that's wonderful.
you know. At least that's what I remember hearing on YouTube. And how about how about Grogu stealing some other kid's pram and turning it into a speed bike? And I can't tell if they're attempting to chase that thing down to catch, or if they're just trying to
Getting
get.
away.
I don't know what they're doing. Like, I don't know the purpose of why they would be bothered with this creature on the streets.
Yeah. And then I just like I like the logo. The logo is very reminiscent of like an adventure film, like almost like an Indiana Jones-ish,
$1,000,000% yes.
like Rocketeer type era, movies.
And all the music has got that kind of,
Yeah.
flourish and stuff to it as well. High level, energetic kind of stuff. And I mean this wholeheartedly and sincerely. Anyone who watched the Super Bowl commercial and complained about it, after watching this trailer, they need to write an apology note.
Yep.
And in typical dad fashion, you can't have any more cookies until you have dinner.
Right. Here, let me get our screen back. Yeah, I mean, I that trailer exceeded my expectations. Like I was excited about the movie. But yeah, I agree with you. I think anyone that made these 10-minute videos complaining about the Clydesdale homage should take the same amount of time and do a deep dive into these. Or not. I'm about I don't know after hours. I don't know if I'll watch any more deep dives. I mean, once it's over, I'll probably look for the things I missed, but
I still am very surprised that we're getting. And I know Mandalorian Grogu is going to be in the theaters, and there's a lot of pressure on the movie to be successful. I'm just surprised that there isn't at least another Shadow Lord trailer. And to Sue's question, what if there's a bounty they're after? I don't think they're after a bounty. I think they're after several bounties. Because there was that one little scene where you saw Din with a Dejeric card, and it had a silhouette on it. And it said something to the effect of, "I'll help you hunt them down, or help you find them, or whatever." That to me reminded me of, I think it was it during Desert Storm?
Oh yeah, the collector cards of all the villains and all the good guys. Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
yeah, of all of the evil doers in the world, like the FBI's 10 most wanted, or whatever. That's what it made me think of. So there's a Sabak deck that the New Republic military has, and it has all of the bad guys on it, instead of the bounty pucks that Carl Weathers was handing out as part of the Bounty Hunters Guild. It's these little cards.
Yeah.
That's what it made me think of.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to see the mix of new and old armor. We could do all kinds of predictions and stuff like that.
Well, here's where it gets fun. So, in addition to this trailer that just came out, last weekend was the toy fair that took place in New York City, which is an event just for toy vendors and stores and stuff like this. And they released, when I say they, Hasbro released images
Hang
from
on
some of.
I'm gonna have to. I think I have an emergency call. I'm gonna let you
Okay.
keep talking.
Yeah, sure thing. So Hasbro released a bunch of images for some of their toys, and some of the toys are coming straight related to the Grogu and Mandalorian movie, including a new 6-inch Black Series 6-inch Mandalorian with Grogu. And in that packaging, Din had a new rifle. He also had a new sword, and I'm going to see if I can find that. Hold on one second.
All right, Ken. It
Yeah.
wasn't an emergency. Zoe wanted to chime in on the podcast, but she's driving. So Zoe, but she can't hear Ken, but I mean, I guess she can hear. All right, go ahead.
When I called you and it cut off me listening, I heard you guys were talking about the Jared card or the Sabak cards.
Yeah.
Thing from the Aftermath books, and like kind of like what Ken was saying, the New Republic circulated Sabak decks where each card had a photo of a different former Imperial that they were looking for, and they circulated it amongst cantinas where bounty hunters would frequent, hoping that the bounty hunters would see the cards and decide to go after.
Yeah, which book was this from?
Books. And so
Aftermath.
Like,
okay.
like all these ex-Imperials that the New Republic hasn't captured yet, they're on these cards. And they're trying to get bounty hunters to pick them up because a lot of bounty hunters didn't want to work with the New Republic at first.
See, I feel like an idiot not knowing that, and I picture Zoe screaming at the radio that we were wrong because her and Lizzie always say on their podcast that Sal is screaming at the radio because they're.
You weren't wrong. You just didn't know. Like you were on the right track. I just wanted to get the extra little knowledge.
Well, I appreciate that.
Well, it's good to know that we're not completely goofy.
Well, thank you, Zoe.
Well, so that means so here's another thing that we should consider putting on our bingo board. Will there be a Sabak deck after the movie comes out that has those villains on it, that has those characters that we can buy as merchandise that's available afterwards? Or how many people are going to have something like that in their Etsy shop?
Well, you know what'd be the nice thing to have that Sabak deck is that would be a good movie theater premium.
You bet. Or
like you go to you get a random card at Denny's, or
yes, 4 grand slams, and you get the set because that's how you have a Therm Scissor Punch card.
I do have a Therm Scissor Punch.
Yeah, I didn't get that guy, unfortunately.
So, thank you, Zoe. I'm gonna hang up, so you keep listening and call me back if we say anything else wrong. All right.
Thank you very much, Zoe. You're awesome.
Yeah, see, look, I should have known it was a Star Wars emergency and not. It's just I texted her, and she kept calling, so I was like, oh crap, it might be an emergency. So I apologize, but my parent intuition, I should have known that we were just saying something that.
Well, she could have, in theory, you could have sent her the link and she could have jumped in that way.
But she's driving.
Still do. People have done Zoom calls.
Yeah, Zoe's a really good rule follower when it comes to that kind of
She was just talking to us while she was driving.
Well, yeah, but she's on speakerphone. She doesn't have to do any kind of...
You could be on speakerphone with the camera off.
Okay. I don't know.
Speaking from experience. I participated in department meetings while driving the Black Horse Pike in New Jersey.
Yeah. Well, that's... Oh, excuse me. That's the card thing is really cool. And then... Again, we don't know the order that they're showing this. Like, I wonder, does Mando show up with a bunch of bounties that are really hard, and then they say, hey, we want to use you for this? You know what I mean?
We already know that the end of season 3, he went and talked with Carson Teva, and they kind of made this arrangement where he would make himself available to the New Republic, working with Carson Teva.
Yeah.
When he went out on the ranch with Grogu and the little puddle in the front and the frogs and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But to your point, we don't know if the Huts are one of them, or if that Warlord is one of them. I'm gonna guess based on what Zoe says that the Warlord may be one of the bounties that he may have been invited to pursue.
Yeah.
But we know from season 3 that there are multiple warlords out there, and some of them have to survive to help the New Republic gather, or not the New Republic, sorry, the First Order gather their forces and become a threat, because that's the threat that we saw in The Force Awakens. And we also know that Thrawn's out there, and I'm not
Yeah.
sure if he's in Dathomir or on Dathomir at this point. But what's amazing to me, speaking of that, we've now seen Hera, Sabine, Ezra,
Zeb.
Chopper, and Zeb
Yeah.
all in live action,
Yeah.
and Thrawn. So we know that Thrawn's, around the corner.
Well, Thrawn would be with Ezra somewhere right now.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
and I don't know if it's en route to Dathomir or if they've not with Ezra, no, not necessarily.
Yeah, because right near they got sucked in by the Purgles. It was still during the Empire was still in power. At the end of, was it?
At the end of Rebels?
Yeah. Yeah, I think the Empire was still in power.
Yes, and I think this is well after that. I think this part of the timeline is well after that, because the New Republic exists. So that means the Death Stars have been destroyed.
Right. This is after Return of the Jedi. What is it, like 4 or 8? Zoe's probably yelling on the phone right now. How many years it takes place? It might be in timelines, the updated timelines when they redo the updated timelines.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, that trailer, I think it exceeded my expectations. Like, I knew I was going to like it, honestly. I mean, I know I'm a sucker for anything Star Wars. I knew I was going to like it. I was looking forward to it, but man, it makes me like, I really am looking forward to it now.
Yeah, you really like it.
Yeah.
And I'm waiting for those YouTube videos, those Instagram reels of people saying, "I'm sorry, Kathleen Kennedy. I'm sorry, Dave Filoni. I'm sorry, Jon Favreau, for making fun of your tauntauns."
Right. So now, let me see what I got next. You said we take an hour on that, and you were right. So I was going to go over the Toy Fair stuff, but we can go over that later. It's just
I briefly mentioned that the Din Djarin had a new rifle and a sword, which we didn't see in the trailer. So it's going to be interesting to see if that's just something in the toy, one of those accessories to make it a deluxe edition.
That's true.
Because if it's just Din and a blaster, that's a plain figure. But if it's Din, a blaster, a vibro knife, a sword, and Grogu, and a new rifle, deluxe.
Right.
They can charge $43.59.
Right. I would think if Grogu had a gun, he would have a ion gun, because he seems to really like knocking out droids. So, but yeah, I had on the link so if you're watching this, go to StarWars.com. They have a whole bunch of cool toys from Toy Fair, which is it's a lot of Grogu stuff. I miss seeing Grogu everywhere. Like, I can't wait to see my students start wearing Grogu shirts, and I just like Grogu makes me happy. I have 26 Grogu stickers or posters or pictures in my classroom.
Nice.
All over the room.
Why only 26?
Well, I just keep adding, so, and I have I think I have 16 Darth Vaders, probably 12 Yodas, I just have them all over the room. And I have a giant sticker table that is nothing but Star Wars stickers. It's a desk table. And over the years, I would give Star Wars stickers. So over 10 years, kids have just stuck stickers. So it's covered with Star Wars stickers.
That's cool.
So
I want a t-shirt with Stinky and his arms raised in the Coliseum. Like, just that image alone.
Oh, yeah. Is there going to be like is it going to be like, they're going to make him like a Bendham, and you can do remember the wrestlers, like the toys where you could wrestle in
the Hulk Hogan and
he's
Hacksaw
gonna be
Jim Duggan.
Yeah, yeah.
So here's a silly question for you. Are you expecting Rada to speak Huttese, or are you expecting him to speak Basic?
I'm gonna go basic because why would you have a famous person do the voice? Because I understand when they had famous people, hey, you want to be a stormtrooper and you stand here so they can say they're in it and stuff like that. But when it comes down to a business, why would you have a famous person and then have them speak gobbledygook? Which you're probably I just
Oh, I'm gonna 4 words. Lord of the Rings.
who?
All of them. They spoke Elvish. They spoke,
Yeah, but you saw their face, but none of them were famous then.
Yeah, they were.
For the first one, no. Who was famous in Lord of the Rings?
Come on, please
Who?
tell me you're joking.
Who was when the first Lord of the Rings came out? Who was
Lord of the Rings?
the first when the
on.
first movie came out? What other than Gandalf, right? Like the hobbits, they spoke normal speaking, right? And the elf, like the guy who
Elves
plays,
spoke Elvish.
yeah,
The guy who
but
played
none of
Legos?
the
Orlando Bloom?
Legolas wasn't famous then.
He was.
Orlando Bloom, he was not famous before Lord of
He
the Rings.
was. He was.
I don't know.
Liv
I never heard of
Tyler?
him.
Liv
Yeah, but
Tyler?
she wasn't like an Oscar-winning actress either. She was
Didn't say
famous,
she was famous. That's not what you
but she
said.
spoke English too. She spoke
Some.
English. But I'm saying you saw her face, you saw her likeness. Unless they're going to have that guy's head just sticking on a hut body, you know, with the curly hair. I would be surprised if he didn't speak basic, because remember the purple guy spoke basic.
Zeb?
No, the hut.
Oh, Zero.
He sound like an
Truman
effeminate
Capote.
Southerner or something.
No, I thought it was supposed to like Truman Capote.
Oh, maybe, but he spoke, and no one.
Yeah. Well, no, people complained about it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I was.
Well, the cousins speak basic because you heard the cousins speak in the trailer.
Oh yeah.
Because
maybe they all speak basic, but they just they find it beneath them. You know what I mean?
Or
Like maybe it's
they
a
have
gangs.
maybe they have those vocabulators, kind of like the Ithorians have.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I don't know.
Was it Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy where they put the fish in the ear?
Oh yeah.
It was like the universal translator.
Yeah. I don't know. I'd be surprised if he doesn't speak basic. But again, who knows? Like he could just be a quick one-off too. Like they just so he could say he made his, I don't know. I'm curious about how he got in it because his cousin in The Bear was in Rogue One.
He was?
Yeah. The cousin in The Bear that they called him cousin, but the one that
I've never seen the show.
Oh, you definitely should watch The Bear. But the cousin, he was the guy who wanted to just take the money and run, and Andor shot him. What did I say? I mean, he was in Andor. I don't know what I said he was in. Yeah, he was in Andor season 1.
Okay.
So, but yeah, I was going
to the guy who was on. He was involved with the heist.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Andor shot him right there, like after he wanted to leave the girl and take the money or something like that.
That's right. When they were trying to get the one guy to the surgeon.
Yeah.
Nemec.
Yeah, and then they said so. Liv Tyler, I know, was in Armageddon, but I'm saying like she did show her face, but what do I know? Yeah, I know, but they showed their face. I'm just saying, like, again, unless they have the guy from The Bear's head just stuck on, it seems odd that you would have that person be that character and not use the voice. It just
well, they could use the voice, but it doesn't mean it has to be in English.
Yeah, I know. I'm just it depends why they're in. It depends why he's in it too. Like, is he in it because he really likes Star Wars, and then he's like, "Hey, would you like?" And he's like, "Cool, I'll do it."
And how do we know that this isn't one of those switcheroos where they tell us this is who he's going to be, and then he's someone else?
That's true too. Or he'll be like the guy selling death sticks too. He'll do the sound of Rada, and then he'll be the guy like selling death sticks at the bar. Like Anthony Daniels was at the bar, remember? And I think John Williams wasn't John Williams in it.
He was not in the same scene. No, Ahmad Best was in that scene.
Yeah.
Ahmed Best and Anthony Daniels were in the sports bar in Attack
Yeah.
of the Clones.
So
Yeah.
I will trust whatever they do. I'm sure it'll be, you know.
And if we were to go back to the trailer and just count the number of humans in comparison to the number of robots, Muppets, and puppets,
Yeah.
the ratio would probably be like 1 to 5. So for every
Right.
one human, there's 5 other things that we've seen.
And if you take out all the humans that were in full costume,
Oh yeah,
because you have
there
you
was
would
only
just have,
one.
there'd
We
have
only saw Pedro Pascal's face. That's
Pedro
it.
Pascal and the
Oh,
villain, the one
Sigourney
villain
Weaver.
dude. So
Oh yeah,
and,
you're
and
right. Okay.
Sigourney Weaver.
You're
So you
right.
see
You're
3.
right. Okay, now that we're talking out loud, you're absolutely right. Yes,
But
nowhere near as many robots, Muppets, and puppets.
no, right. So, but yeah, so there we go. And then I'm looking down my list. So check StarWars.com. They have another thing on StarWars.com. You can see which Mandalorian clan you're in. Did you see that? You
No.
can take a little quiz and
No.
it'll tell you what Mandalorian clan you're in.
I already know which one I'm in.
I know, but for those that aren't Mandalorians yet,
No,
you know,
Maviola. That's the Pennsylvania Mandalorian.
Raviola.
Yeah.
I'm just going to remember. Now I'll remember. I still to this day the Mandos really I can never pronounce that. Just say
I could be-
Pennsylvania Mandos.
Yeah, I could say it wrong too. I just call it Maviola.
Raviola. And then we have the last issue of Star Wars Insiders coming out next. I just got my next to last episode or issue, so there's one more left. So
Well, this weekend I have to go on a hunt because there are no comic book stores in our really close geographic circle. So we have to go and find the Ahmed Best comic where he wrote a comic for Jar Jar
Okay.
Jar Jar Binks. So
well, if you don't get it by Sunday, let me know. Maybe I'll run out and check our comic book store too.
okay.
But yeah, the next to last one. I was just looking at. I forget when. I just looked at the one where they wrote a article on Zoe and Safi. I forgot all about that.
Very cool.
So that
Very
was.
cool.
I think that was. It had Luke on the cover. So, that's that. I know there's a lot of famous people who do care. I'm just curious. I'm just I'm. It just depends. Rada could be a very small segment of it too. That could just be.
Yeah. That could be the warm up act for all we know.
Yeah, he could just put like Rada in a headlock and find out where the huts are, or he could be talking to Rada.
He was just about to choke him with the cable.
Yeah,
in the scene that we saw.
or him and Rada could just be talking, and then all of a sudden he gets shot by a death dart. And that's when he's going after the huts or something.
Yeah. A Camino saber dart.
Yeah, Camino saber dart, and so. And we'll go to check out the book, and it'll be missing from the archives.
In addition to the movies, in addition to the toys, they recently announced that there's going to be 3 other Mandalorian Grogu tie-ins. They're going to do an art of book, a visual dictionary, and wait for it, another Star Wars cookbook.
Oh, I saw. Yeah, that was on Star Wars.com. I did see this cookbook. Well, you know what I did notice too, and maybe I'm just doesn't. I thought Mando's armor was shinier.
Well, I think some of his pieces were different. Especially when you look at the toys, his thigh plates look different, and his one knee looks different. It looks it looks more like a Boba Fett knee.
Oh, okay. Well, he saw Boba Fett like kicking butt with those knee rockets.
Yeah, maybe
when they fought the Pikes, and he was like, "I got to get some of those."
Yeah.
You know how he says that when Vizsla is flying with the jetpack, and he says, "I gotta get those." Yeah. So, all right, and let me see what else I got. Reminder: next week, Empire Striketh Back. I'm sure, like true inflatable Falcon fashion, we'll be rushing the last minute, getting it all put together. But we do have a spreadsheet on social media, so if you are interested and you want to record with us, please let us know. We can direct you to the spreadsheet. It will be as organized as we want it to be, and it will be as fun as every other time we did. As long as I don't have to do Leia.
Well, we've already got some people signed up for it.
Yeah,
Interestingly enough, our first 2 acts were done one take.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So we didn't have to redo any lines.
Yeah, yeah. I was really surprised, and pleasingly surprised with that.
So I think everyone should listen to Acts 1 and 2 in preparation for next week's episode.
Yes, yes. And let me see, right? Okay, and then let me see the other thing I said. So do you Ken? I know it's a week plus out from Star Wars Podcast Day, but we're this is the first week of non-Star Wars Podcast Day week. Any makers or creators that you want to promote or get people to check out?
So I listened to a pair of guys on the Sarlacc Digest. Oftentimes they talk about toy collecting, and their podcast setup is very similar to ours. You've got all sorts of randomness in the background. And I was actually thinking about reaching out to them to see if they would be interested in doing a show and tell episode.
Oh, nice.
Because you have stuff in your background, I have stuff in my background, they have stuff in their background, Todd has stuff in his background. And if we were just to get together and say, okay, pick the oldest thing that you have, and we all go to grab it, and then we all come back and say what it is, or pick your favorite thing in the background and come back, because we all have so many cool things in the background. So the Sarlacc Digest. I don't remember the names, fellows. I apologize for not doing that homework. But I listened to your show because of Star Wars Podcast Day, and I'm very glad that I did.
That's great. Yeah, I would like to somehow compile a list of those too, to just get them out there for people and let them make their own decision too. But yeah, we'll have to check that one out. Also, so our friend Marcus has been doing a lot of Star Wars art. I don't know if you saw Marcus's feed. He's doing like t-shirts and stuff now.
Yep.
And so I did talk to him this week, and he is going to make us a commercial that we can run in our show. Since he's been supportive of our show, I thought, hey, and it also gives us so we can do a commercial.
I'm surprised that he hasn't decided to read with us for the Empire Striketh Back.
Yeah, I think Wednesdays is like he has something. Wednesdays is not a good night for him.
Oh, so it's not that he doesn't like us; it's just bad.
Well,
timing.
it could be that he doesn't like us, but I think it's also that.
Okay, fair enough.
And yeah, and Zoe is doing March Madness. Ken, I lost you.
That was very, very strange.
That happened to me earlier. It just dropped my.
Yeah.
So I wasn't trying to get rid of you, Ken. It wasn't.
Marcus doesn't like you, and I don't like you.
Yeah,
either.
there you go. Goodbye. No, Zoe is doing March Madness. So if you go on StarWarsGeekGirl.com, you can submit your characters for March Madness. So I submitted a few. I don't know how she's going to do it. I'm just, I loved when Lucasfilm, when StarWars.com used to do March Madness. I always thought that was fun. So if you have characters, go on StarWarsGeekGirl.com and submit, make tons of characters so it makes a cooler bracket.
So speaking of March Madness and brackets and similar things, do you think we on this show and or in combination with Star Wars Geek Girl should put together a bingo board for the Mandalorian and Grogu movie?
I think that's an awesome idea.
A
bingo. We need to make it so you can download it and it's easy to put on your, like print it and carry it into the movie with you.
Yes, 100%. Or even be able to bring it up on your phone, just so you can. Not that
no phones in the movies. No phone. I'm anti-phone in the movie.
Well, how else am I going to record the opening crawl?
I don't want any phones in the movie. So, is it going to have an opening crawl?
That could be one of the items on the bingo board.
Yeah.
My money right now says no opening crawl, but it would be similar to Solo.
Yeah, I think it'll be. I think Solo will be. You'll have some action, and then it'll go. It'll be similar to like an action movie. Then you have the title. So, I would hope like how they have the when you go to Disney Plus with the Star Wars and you have the different helmets, and I'm hoping that they do something like that with that cinematic version of Star Wars.
Okay,
like how Marvel has Marvel and it has all the heroes.
Yep.
I would love to see. Something like
that would be very fun. Do you think you're going to have a Mandalorian Grogu popcorn bucket?
I hope not, because I don't want to buy it. I'm telling you right now, Ken, I am 100% sure that I'm going to say I'm not going to buy a popcorn bucket.
Well, I also said for 2025 I wasn't going to buy any action figures, and we know how that went.
Right. So I but because I just don't have room. But I guarantee there'll probably be a Mando helmet, and I'm going to see that thing, and I'm going to.
What about a hut?
Oh yeah.
Like a full-on hut, and you poured the popcorn in its back. Like that. Just like that, except slimier.
He's still in the bag though, so he can't breathe.
We don't
Yeah,
know their biology.
Huh?
We don't know
Well, that's true.
Kawaki and monkey lizard's biology. Or that little Anzellan speeder.
Oh yeah. Now you can put your drink in it and your popcorn in it.
Or the pram that they stole from the Rhodian.
Yeah. Well, I know for a fact I can resist just the metal buckets with pictures on them.
Yeah, I'm past that now, even though I have some.
Oh, I have probably a dozen or more. Yeah, I can resist those, and I can resist the ones that are like $70 pretty easily. But if they're in that 20 some, 30 some dollar range, and it's going to be a hard fight.
Yeah.
But we'll see. We'll see. Probably the movie theaters are probably buying those buckets now in the trade magazines.
Yeah, that's true.
They're probably trying to figure out which
So
ones.
maybe there'll be some sort of a leak that we'll find out about.
Yeah.
Like a dark saber drink holder, like a cup.
You know, there's going to be a giant one like that Galactus head that you couldn't even really physically use in the movie.
Or the T-Rex footprint.
Yeah.
There's the size of a manhole cover.
Yeah, there's going to be one like that's just impossible to use in the movie theater.
Yeah,
like there's the latest one I saw is the Avatar, the dragon.
Oh, I don't think I saw that one. No.
Oh my God, it's like this huge. There's the little theater, the $7 to $11 theater near me has one sitting there. I think they bought one. I doubt, because I was like, oh, how much is that? And they were like, oh, it's $85. I was like, oh, okay.
No. I'm really surprised you wanted to talk about the Mandalorian and Grogu trailer. I thought you were going to want to talk about Wuthering Heights.
Well, I saw that. And I usually only talk about things I like, so.
Oh, all right, fair enough.
I didn't know anything about it. Missy wanted to see it, and we went and saw it, and I was like, yeah.
Oh, you saw the movie already?
Yeah, I saw the movie already.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
For Valentine's Day?
Yeah, I think we saw it on Valentine's Day.
Oh, you romantic.
I will tell you, I saw the worst movie I think I've ever seen in my life the week before. It was based on a video game.
Not Resident Evil. Maybe it was Resident Evil.
No, it wasn't Resident Evil. It was about it was
Silent Hill?
Silent Hill.
Okay.
That has to be, and I normally don't talk about what I dislike. There is nothing worse than that.
I don't know. Did you ever see Animal with Rob Schneider?
It makes it. Animal should get an Oscar. If it's,
all right.
If you take, like, say you took cutscenes from a video game and cut them short enough that they made no sense, that was every scene of that movie.
Oh, okay.
Like I guarantee people will go watch it ironically. Like, that'll be one of those things that comes back around and people watch it ironically, because, like, I didn't know the video game. We went to see something and they were like, "Oh, that's not in because of the snow." So we're like, "Well, what's showing?" They said that, and I didn't know what it was. And Missy got confused and thought it was based on something else. We're like, "Oh, yeah, we'll see that." And oh man, it was
not what you thought.
It was brutal.
All right.
The last time I went to a movie that I didn't know what it was Predator. This was the first Predator came out. I thought it was like an Arnold Schwarzenegger army movie. I was like, oh, okay, that looks cool. And I really liked it. I really enjoyed it, but I was surprised. Like I was probably the only one in the theater. Like, what? There's an alien in this movie.
Well, because you said there's an alien in this movie, we should probably wrap it up.
Yes. So thank you, everyone. So Ken, one last time, where can people find you?
Sure thing. When I'm not flying around the galaxy with you, I'm bounty hunting across it with Todd. Sometimes around the Dejeric table with Robert and David and Tom, and then my own little show, The Rambling Star Wars Fan, and we have recent episodes for Star Wars Podcast Day. And tell us all those places where they can find you, my friend.
Well, helping out with Star Wars Geek Girl here every Wednesday, and the 501st Cast, wherever you find podcasts. Just make sure you do the news 501st Cast. So if the feed hasn't been updated, it's the old one. We had the feeds were different, but look up 501st Cast. And everyone have a wonderful week, and we will see you next week doing Shakespeare.
Yes, sir.
Later, all.
I've been running scams on the street since I was 10. I've been running scams on the street since I was 10.
Hey, hey, Mike, what do you see? A falcon that inflates for free. Hey, hey, Ken, what's the drill? Blue milk sipping gives me a thrill. The inflatable falcon takes the flight. George Lucas dreams in the starry night. Costume shop, we're dressed to play. Let's blast off into the fray. Left, right, left, we're marching through. Cosplay helmets and a saber or two. Hey, hey, Mike, what's the plan? To nerd out harder than anyone can. The inflatable falcon takes the flight. George Lucas dreams in the starry night. Costume shop, we're dressed to play. Let's blast off into the fray. So grab your gear and join the crew. Mike and Ken got a show for you. Laughs and stars and a galaxy far. The Falcon's ready, let's raise the bar. Hey! 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 Hey, hey, Mike, what do you see?